That's how we'll win.
Welcome, my friends. This is Maniacal Incorporated, and you join me in the world of Lumeria for a look at Evercore Heroes Ascension, a new game coming out from a Dublin-based game studio, Vila Games. It's always great to see games coming out of the Irish industry. So this is Lotus. I'm going to change them now in a second. This is a co-op first hero roguelike for 1 to 3 players. Now, when it says co-op first, you can play it solo. I'm going to be playing it solo today, but it's kind of balanced and built for teams of 3. So I'm going to head over in this direction and talk to Blink, and then remember that I've gone ever so slightly in the wrong direction.
Now I'm really fired up.
So what I'm going to do instead, speaking of being fired up, I'm going to speak to this dummy. So we have Lotus, we have Cinder, and we have Finn. Those are the 3 available heroes in the demo. So Finn is a tank, Cinder is DPS, damage, and Lotus is our support healing type character. So Becco is going to be similar to Lotus, healing and... what would we say? Healing and support. Shade, I think, is DPS damage like Cinder, so Reva must be a tank as well. I'm going to check out, I might check out Shade, actually, in a few moments, because you can see up there in the top right-hand corner, I have enough Valor badges to unlock a new hero. I, however, am going to go with
Burn it all down.
Cinder.
Look good doing it.
Burn it all down and look good doing it, says he. I don't know. But no, man, you get some better shades. Right. Very quickly. X is to dash. You can see all of our actions below in the right hand corner, so then we have to wait for that to come back up. Down in the left hand corner we have our health, which is 30 out of 30, and our looms, 100 out of 100. So as I press square, which is the basic attack, to throw little bombs, nothing is happening down in the bottom right hand corner. L1 is a kind of a cone attack, and that uses up some of our looms, which begins to replenish. R1 is, as we run around, now I have to see how we, there we go, so it's a bit, I'm an old man with terrible reflexes, so it's a bit tricky. As I press R1, it brings up the big circle, and then with the right, whatever the hell this thing is, thing that moves the thing around, I can decide where I want to put this, and it'll also lock onto enemies. Deals a chunk of damage. And our R1 is one of my favourite attacks. It's just a big long owl thing, and again that can be moved around, auto-locking onto some enemies. And you can see then that our triangle is trending upwards. That is the ult attack. And for Cinder, it's a big circle that will spin around him for, I think, 8 seconds and deal damage to anyone that gets trapped in there. The next most important place to go is the kitchen. Get some food.
Let's cook up some trouble.
So this is Clementine. And we can just... mi magnifique. Chef's kiss, as they say. So you have options for what type of food you actually want to bring with you.
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Blue lobster.
Blue lobster. Or... ramen, which is going to restore health. 50% of max health immediately on slurp.
Ramen.
And you can see that at the moment it's saying I have 0 in the bottom left hand corner. I have 3, and if I press up, that will allow me to consume one of them to regain health. We have some upgrades that we can get. I've already gotten a few down at the very bottom. So every time I enter a room, I regain 6 HP. And I'm probably looking at the double dash as the next one. You can actually flip them, so you can kind of build the type of character that you want if you don't like the ability that's there. So I could go for the dash feint instead. We'll get out of there, and I don't think I can do anything in the realm of shards just yet. This is something that's coming later on. So this is again another way of kind of building your character, your specific build that you want. So, like I said, I don't think there's a whole heap that we can actually do here right now. So we will escape, head to this region here, So this is where you would bring your whole team. I could start co-op matchmaking. I'm going to go it alone. And okay, yeah, sure, controller stopped working, and now it's back working. So we have, at the moment, Storm Spire Summit. Ascend the peak and face a storm of ferocious challenges. And then we have Shiverforge, which will be opened later on. So I'm going to go in as solo mode. And we have 3 areas here, Crew, Moxie, and Hydrus. At the moment, Crew is the only one that is available. We will travel there. And so have they changed these around? Because Storm Spire Summit was at the very bottom. I thought before there was a 1 difficulty and 2 difficulties. So there's still some active changing. There's a lot of development to be done yet. But even since the last demo that was out, I think I tried this about a month ago, briefly. There's been a good chunk of work that's gone into this. So Storm Spire Summit is the only place that is available at the moment. Now, I am playing this on controller, and as I've said, I have the reflexes of an old man. So this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be terrible. We have a gentleman to speak to, and we have to speak to him because we can't actually get through here until we do. There's all these boxes around the place, which we can break open. And we can get... So that was basically a recharge of our loom, but our loom, effectively mana, is already at the top. They've opened up this place without me needing to talk to Torin. The storm speaks, and what it says chills even me. Cryos, Thrashclaw, has awakened high atop the summit. So it's a bit of a story as to what we're doing, and Cinder has his responses. Now, each and every time that you start up, you're going to get different... I have to stand off of this for a second. This is telling us that there is a room with fire in it. I haven't played this enough to know what all of those symbols mean. You're going to have to ignore the cursor in the top left-hand corner, because I can move it to the side, but it's just going to go back up there again in a second. It's going to be right up there. We can see in the top right, we can see 2 enemies. And we have to hunt down and defeat all of the enemies on this map before we can get on to the next one. So this is just your kind of entry lobby. It's always 0 out of 2 to attack. So I'll try and get this guy's attention. And we should be in a position to deal easily enough with this gentleman. Yeah. So that attack stays in place. Oh. Yeah. Okay, not my finest moment. So we get an upgrade. And it's Flame Billy. So Flame Billy was who was in this room. He is, flying around. And we get an upgrade. Plus 20 to base skill power. Basic attack, a burning enemy. When you dash, you leave a line of fire that burns. I like the sound of that. You can flip it around to see what that actually means. I'm going to take this one. So some of these would work very well if you had other people playing alongside you, if you were part of a team. And some of them then don't work very well if you're solo. So next room is going to have some keys in it. So these are used to unlock the powers that I kind of show there at the start. There's the cursor back up to the top right. Thank you, cursor. These guys are devils. Yeah. Oh. Oh. The big guy. So what do I have to do here? I have to find the enemies, hunt them down and kill them. Try not to die myself. That's always handy. I actually forgot that I have my dash, which sets things on fire. So what I can do is start setting parts of the map on fire. So it's basically just run around, kite the enemies. Some of these guys don't move, which is fantastic. That attack is absolutely hell if you get hit with it. Yeah. I hate the big dudes. Ugh. Okay. So Cinder, one of the descriptions that I've seen for Cinder is that they sacrifice... What do you call it? Survivability... basically they're wake. Look at them, 30 HP. They're wake as hell. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. I keep forgetting that it's probably better now to actually dash through the enemies. You can get a fair amount of stuff off before you actually start running out of mana. And there we go. So we get our reward for this room, which is a key. So that can be used to unlock upgrades and abilities. And now we actually have a choice. We can go for a room with money, or we can go for a room with a wild upgrade. So if we get this, it's most likely going to... One of my favorites is your basic attacks deal poison damage. Deal stacks of poison. So that's one of my favorite upgrades that you can get for this guy. So hopefully that's what we'll get. So defeat the enemies before you're overrun. So what's going to happen here is that enemies are going to keep appearing. And once we have killed... 6 of them. I can count. Once we've killed 6 of them, the whole thing will end. But they'll actually keep appearing until that happens. Oh. So we have a good chunk of incoming stuff. It is pretty much kite them. Look at that, nobody was expecting me to turn and go in the opposite direction. Now when he casts some of his spells, he does have a bit of a kind of a, not a cooldown, but he's trapped in the spot for a few moments, so that can get you into a bit of trouble. And you can also basically attack through these obstacles. You can't move through the obstacles, but you can attack through them. Now you can imagine if we had a tank, if we had the full complement of heroes, so if we had a tank and if we had a healer, how much of a different game this would be. Healing somebody, so I can't really do that. 25% attack speed, or when you take damage, apply 1 stack of poison. We'll take this one. So I should, by pressing in on the right joystick, that counts as R3. And we can see now in the top right, I have 50 gold, I have 45 attack, I have 125% attack speed, I have 850 winged feet, and 100% health, so that's my my 30 health. And now we have a level 1 attack speed, so we can see movement speed, critical strike chance, attack speed, healing power, skill power, so some of your attacks deal damage based on your skill power, armor, and your basic attack. We have attack speed plus 25, and then way down here we have the other one, the line of fire. So you can see here is one specifically for attack damage, here is one specifically for, I'm not too sure, here's one for armor, here's one for healing, and here was one for dash. So I can only have one that applies specifically to dash. So when you dash, you leave a line of fire that burns. There is one for poison, there's one for other stuff, but here is the dash upgrade slot, and it is occupied with this at the moment. I don't care about money. You can get upgrades that will deal damage based on the amount of money that you have, but I don't really care. So we'll go for another wild Billy, wild little rodent rat dude. Hunt down and defeat the enemies. Hello. Oh, we got caught. Oh, we got caught. Oh, somebody thought they were doing a great old job. Slight bit of leg. So that wasn't great. Okay. That's why I hate those guys. Now I'm at 50% health. I could heal, but I'm going to hold off for a moment. These things, these toxic pools, you end up being breached. I don't know what that means. It's not good though. You don't lose health, but it pretty much kind of slows you down. And I've also forgotten, how long have I had this, and I've totally forgotten about it. God damn it. We press triangle. to go jingle jangle. We take some damage because I'm not watching what I'm doing. I'm going to have to press up to heal. So that's the ult. And you can see that we're already 3 parts of the way towards reactivating it. Or 3%, I should say. I know numbers. Okay, not the worst. Just a bit sloppy. Took some damage there at the start. Basic attacks will apply 1 stack of poison. Fantastic. Absolutely what I want. What else do we have? Drop 10 explosive blossoms every 45 seconds, and you take you take damage, you will apply 1 stack of poison. Yeah. The problem with this dude is that his health is so low that it doesn't make a difference. He's not going to get to deal a huge amount of damage. You can see now that I have 2 ramen in the bottom left because I consumed 1 of them. Tasty, tasty ramen. So that's going to be a power upgrade. That's going to be fantastic. That's going to, if we can get it, it's going to do something good for us. Unless we're into the final boss fight, which is absolute horrible. Oh, I hate these dogs. Horrible when all you have is 1 person. These dogs are... I hate them. They will charge. I hate them. So they will run after you and they will charge. Did I mention that I hate them? Yeah. So that's really all you can do is kind of... Now there's our poison attack coming in. The howl with a... I think a meteorite. You kind of need to, especially when you're a single player, you need to stay in a restricted area and just deal with as few enemies as humanly possible at a time. Yeah. Now, I have seen some videos of people playing where there's like 3 people and they just go in and start wailing on everything in the region. I thought I got through there, but I apparently did not. That's a bit of a nuisance. So there is, you will have seen at this stage, no healing. Other than, you know, if you've taken stuff with you. Devil, I'm gonna have to eat more ramen. Where are the others? They can get into awkward angles. Speaking of. So the poison's fantastic. Because it slowly chips away, slowly chips away. So these guys will either fire that red shot, or they will fire 1, 2, pause, 3 frost things. Increase the damage of the comet. Your dash 50% further, or plus 15% max health for this run. Do you know what? I think this run is coming to an end, so we'll try and get the comet, dealing as much damage as possible. So the comet is the one that goes in a straight line. So we've increased the damage. We can get some money, or we can get Fire Billy to give us some fire. So we saw there when I stood on the platform that it started charging up. So I suppose if you have 3 people, it's going to be a matter of... Oh, you devil. It's going to be a matter of basically voting. Hell's bells! So the dogs... Did I mention I hate these dogs? I don't know if I said that. Oh, got stuck in a wall. So the dogs can actually charge through the walls. Clever girls. Stuck in a wall again. Am I going to have to use that? I'd better. The last of our ramen. The last of the summer ramen. Nearly just one more. Oh, the devils. Devils aplenty. Hitting an enemy with a skill causes burning. A basic attack a burning enemy. To launch a cone of fire behind them. Oh boy, he's forced. A backdraft, yeah, sure. Healing a friendly unit, well, that's no good. Hitting an enemy with a skill, do you know what, I'll take this one. We're not in the best of positions at the moment, so we'll take that one. I have a feeling we're getting close to the final fight, so it doesn't make a difference. The final fight is going to absolutely hammer us. There's two different versions. There is a tower. Well, two different versions that I've seen. There's a giant monkey that has kind of armor that you have to break down before you can start dealing damage. Absolutely big wampus. He's gonna destroy us. With this, I meant to say, I think it's going to be a majority vote. So wherever two people stand to get that thing to go. There we go. The other one then is this tower. So there's going to be a couple of enemies and we're going to have to kill them before we can actually start dealing. That dog does desperate damage. It's actually borderline unfair. The amount of damage that dog does. That laser beam is an arsehole. That attack is an absolute arsehole. So we're going to get annihilated here. There is basically nowhere we can go to not be absolutely destroyed by this thing. And we're dead. I presume there will be kind of new death stuff that will show up. As in, you'll die and it'll be an agonizing death where you drop to your knees and the game will mock and shock you. We got one core key, we got some no core gems, some valor badges. We will return to the hub. Solo mode is fairly tough, but I imagine it will, over time, get a bit easier as you get more and more of the power-ups. So you can see we're back to being Lotus. The core keys. So I have 5 and 10 of the core things that I've forgotten the name of. The core gems. And to unlock Double Dash, I would need 50 gems. To unlock Pro Swimmer. So that was toxic water that was causing us to be breached. Or a toxic pool. And we could, while standing in the toxic pool, any enemies you attack in that pool will splash and deal 25 damage to nearby enemies. Interesting. But we don't have access to those. At the moment, what I do have access to is recover 6 HP every time you enter a new room. Let's very quickly see if we can purchase. Let's purchase Reva.
Into the jaws of war!
There you go, into the jaws of war. And we can actually take a look at their attacks. Basic attack trait, Savage Strikes. Each basic attack increases your attack speed by 15%. Stacks up to 6 times. It expires after 4 seconds. Grant yourself temporary overshield for a second. Throw your axe. If an enemy is hit, they will take 250 skill damage, and the axe stops. Smash the ground. Face me. So we'll buy them.
Into the jaws of war!
Yeah, that's into the jaws of war. And let's select them. So this is, well, there you go. It says tank. Reva, so I presume they're a tank. So much slower attack, much more powerful attack than Cinder. So that is their basic square. The dash is pretty much the same for everyone. L1. So slams the ground. So it does a chunk of damage to everybody in the vicinity. Or1 is... Oh, that gives us shield, isn't it? We also have over here the most important place where we can buy new skins for our heroes. Cinder just basically has palette changes. Now, of course, it's also coming soon, but it's the you can see there, it's I have 156 at the top, so we're getting these through playing. Oh, there's also, I didn't actually realize, emotes, and oh no, now I don't have enough Valor badges for emotes. Oh no, and Magigraphs. So L2 is the emote list, which is currently empty. There you go, that's my objective, get some emotes. So I'm gonna just very quickly play as one round as Reva. I'm probably gonna get the Living Daylights kicked out of me because I have no idea how this person plays. I also forgot that I could actually turn off the cursor being recorded, so the cursor is now gone. Goodbye, cursor. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your service. So it's a power-up. Fantastic. Even though now I want Valor badges for emotes. So let's see. Ooh, that does a nice chunk of damage. Of course, it then actually shuts them down. So Reva and Cinder would go fairly well together. Reduce the cooldown of your dash, plus 20 max loom, so you can basically attack faster. More health, so 150 health as opposed to Cinder's... what the hell did Cinder have? 30. We weren't standing fully on the platform. Hunt down and defeat the enemies. Oh. So that's half of Cinder's health gone. And I haven't really taken too much notice of it. Now, much slower attack. We do have to get into close combat. So you can see how well they would play with... Lotus then has kind of... One of their powers is healing in a circle around them. Oh, that's not... I don't have a ranged attack anymore. Why do I keep thinking I have a ranged attack? So I've been playing as a ranged mage for so long now, it's getting kind of hard to remember. Oh wait, I have to get into close combat. Come on, you devil. So I think that's Cinder's entire health gone. It is. And then some. Oh yeah, I forgot about this nonsense. I know that, oh god, what's the other DPS? Is it Shade? That they have the ability, their attacks deal more damage. It's a passive, deals more damage if you attack from the back. Ignite a fiery burst at the end of your dash. That will burn nearby enemies. Looks like that's really the only one that I can take. And we have money. I might actually do, well, I don't think I have a choice. I'll do on the money levels because there's basically a big golden horn. One of them is kill as many enemies as possible in a time limit, which is slightly different to the one that we have. There you go. So it's a minute to kill as many enemies as possible, and the more you kill, the more gold you get. That's how economics works. So these guys, if I'm correct, they actually they get themselves dizzy by their attack. And I think that's time up. There we go. Okay. So 225 gold, not too shabby. God, oh, look at that lad. Delighted himself. Hanging around in a big pile of gold. So there's more money. There is a power-up. God, I love me my power-ups. Mother of God, I love power-ups. Defeat enemies before you're overrun. So we're attacking a lot slower than with Cinder. Devil. We're attacking a lot slower than we would be with Cinder. That's it. That's my entire point. So these guys make themselves dizzy. Thank you very much for doing that. That was great service. I'm not great at reading the telegraphing that those guys do. Oh, devil! So we had a bit of a ranged attack to go in and take out... there we go. Two has to handle, which I believe is named after a member of the community. Somebody who's done some testing and has put out some videos on the game, on Evercore Heroes. Increases your attack damage by 30% of the health that you've lost. Do you know what? Thank you for all the work you've done for the community. We will take the basic attack. That would be a good one, however, a handy one to take for somebody with as much HP as I have. Another power-up or keys that we can use to buy things that I don't actually have. Jeez, I completely forgot that I have a triangle. What is my triangle? I totally forgot. That's been ready for the last half an hour and I haven't done anything with it. See, it's not Moira screaming Tá Mull of Hóntuch. So I'm not prepared. Let's see what
I'm finishing this.
There we go. That's Dude, calm down. Calm down. So that was the ult. That was pretty cool. You get a good square of people, and there's damage got to be done. This is what we want to avoid. Oh Lord, this is what we want to avoid. Oh Lord, have mercy on our souls and all the souls of the faithfully departed through the mercy of God. This is what you want to avoid. Is getting into too many enemies, which is what I've done. Oh, they've all been summoned. They're all here. Everyone is here. Everyone is here. Everyone is following me. Don't. Thank God. Okay, I was hoping those guys up there wouldn't spot me. Oh, hell's bells. Those tumbly divils. And then they stop tumbling and they spit at you. Not sure what exactly happened there. Did not think I had a jump attack of that dimension. Slowly, gently. This is how a level is cleared. Oh. We're beginning to get a bit careless. So I was pressing, just constantly pressing L2 there. Ah. Right, so if you press L2 and throw the X, if you press it again immediately afterwards, you can jump to it. Merciful hour, we have taken a bit of a beating. We'll have to eat some ramen, which healed me by vastly more than I actually imagined it would. And there we go. I didn't want to waste that triangle on running around with that big heap of lads. Your basic attacks now deal 35% bonus damage in the small cone behind your target. Can affect critical strikes, deal 30% of damage back to your enemy, increase by the health that you've lost. That would have been fairly powerful there. And I believe it will end up being fairly powerful in the final battle, which we might be going into. It would be great if we saw a big wampus. Defeat the enemies before you're overrun. Oh god. Oh, is there going to be puppers? There will be puppers. Bringing up some emotes, because that's what you want. Oof. Handy way of getting out of some damage, if you know what you're doing. I'm beginning to really like this attack. I didn't realize that you could actually jump to the location as well. Taking on way too much damage. I still need to take out... Oh man, I need to take out 4 more enemies. I do like the Giant's Causeway-esque stone configurations in the on the levels. Now, if you had a group of an actual full group, obviously there would be a lot more strategy. Than just running in a circle, which is serving me moderately well. Now I ran in there, kind of half forgetting. I pressed the button too quickly afterwards and ended up in a bad position. Of course, I haven't once used the armor. Oh, devil. I like this character. I wasn't thinking I would like them as much as Cinder, but once I get used to them, if I ever get used to them. Oh, thank God. I was about to say, if we could just kill that guy. Health is in bits. Health is in bits. Ah, so this is how we level up. So we can level up these ones. All players gain 3 max, additional 3 max health, 30% damage to the basic attack. That's all well and good, but I'm not really getting a chance to actually do the basic attack. I have a feeling we're about to go into the final battle. I call it the final battle because I've never cleared it. My health is in bits and I still have more than Cinder. So, that's good. Poor old Cinder, he's getting awful abuse today. Smash him, oh no. Oh, merciful hour. So this lad is going to deal... There's Big Wampus. Oh, it's Wallumps. So he jumps up in the air, he does a big old heap of damage. And you can see there at the start he has his kind of... his armor that we need to get rid of. That is not exactly the easiest to get rid of. Because none of it's actually going away so far.
Face me!
His attacks are fairly hefty, so that armor has to go before I can deal any damage to him. You can see it is slowly, gently. I did try to get in and attack him there again. Oh, Divil. So that's it. That's the entire sum of damage that we've dealt him before his armor came back up. So you do need, I think for these guys, you do need the three people. But I'm pretty much dealing more damage to him than I would have dealt the last time, which does not say much. You really need to have your dash ready. And yeah, once you get in close to him, he's gonna hit you. Very interesting mechanics, very interesting attack pattern, we'll say. But ranged is the way to go by the looks of it. So he is now damaged, or he was. This is now my new record run in the amount of damage that I've dealt to this guy. But I take one hit and I'm gone. Because he does look to not be regenerating health anymore. Oh, that was risky. One hit and I am gone. Well, yes. And we have no more ramen. So he only gets the armor twice. That was a mistake. Somebody, I don't want to say who, but somebody got too overexcited and hit the R2 button too quickly. I don't want to say who it was, and I would rather that you don't speculate. There you go, easy peas. Always knew I was going to defeat him. See, I have this down. I have this down to a perfect art. I've studied the hundreds, thousands of hours that I've played. I knew everything about him. Never for a moment in any doubt that it was going to be an absolute and unequivocal victory. Jesus Christ, how the fuck did I do that? Ignite a fiery burst. So this is what we have already. This actually helped me tremendously. So I'm going to level that up. I don't know if there's more going on. No idea what that is. No idea what that is. Let's go this way. If I have to keep going, guys, I'm dead. I'm literally dead. Please let me die. Old Brewspire. I thought he was the final boss, legitimately. But this is... Do I have to kill you? Because I will. I will kill you.
Another battle begins.
Welcome back to Old Brewspire, Reva, or what's left of it. Once a proud crew stronghold, now frozen over and hollowed out by Krios's curse. Base camp is all that remains. Beyond this point, there's nothing but white silence and icy ruin. Villages frozen, families lost. The storm feeds on what little hope there is. Yeah, the storms will do that, all right. So each character has different interactions with with the characters that you meet. Can you give me some food, please? Can you give me some ramen? Do you have ramen? So, there we go. Fantastic. Getting healed all the ways up. Thank you, Leaf Lady. So there we go, a 100% win record with Reva, undefeated. I've beaten every single boss that I have faced as Reva. Pure and utter, uncontested, uncontestable skill. That's exactly what it is. I'm really liking the look of this. It's in development. I imagine it's going to be in development for a while longer, even though there seems to be a tremendous amount to the game. They're adding heroes. We might have seen there at the start that there was 3 heroes unlocked, 3 unlockable, and then there was more heroes coming soon. They seem to have a good chunk of kind of locations down. So there's this is Stormspire, and in that there are 3 regions to visit. I thought that the path to the boss that I've just defeated was a fairly kind of a lengthy playthrough, but it looks to be even longer. It looks like there's more and more and more stuff before we actually go up against Kryos himself. So a tremendous amount of work has gone into this. I'm really liking the look of it. It's kind of PvE, so for those of you who kind of like the co-op experience, but maybe without the PvP part of it, we have this kind of PvE experience. You can queue up in the lobby and try and find other players, or you can go in solo. It is pretty much balanced, I get the feeling, for co-op. It's co-op first is the way it's been described. I'm going to be playing this as it continues on in development. If you have any interest, and if you're looking for somebody to join you on your ascent through Stormspire, or if you would like to join me, there's my Steam name. Or head on over to the Maniacal Inc Discord and drop a message there. We have a section for people who are looking for players for games and stuff like that. I'd like to experience this in co-op mode, so I might come back when there's a couple more players on and see what it is like. This has been Evercore Heroes Ascension. A big thank you to Vila Games for sending me on a key to take a look at the demo, and the very best of luck to them in continued development. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and I hope that you will join me again in future as we smash the living daylights out of those barrels. That's what the entire intention of this game is.